Hi, this is your Hurricane Tracker video update for September 10th of 2010. And as we're headed into this weekend, we hope everybody is doing well. Going to be a busy weekend as far as the tropics are concerned. We have two items out in the Atlantic that we'll be keeping a very close eye on. The first item we'll get to is Tropical Storm Igor out here in the far eastern Atlantic, and a slowly organizing system out here in the southeast Caribbean Sea, which is currently a tropical disturbance with a 50% chance at becoming a depression here in the next 48 hours. But let's start with Tropical Storm Igor out in the far eastern Atlantic. As of the 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern advisory out of the National Hurricane Center, Igor has sustained winds of 45 miles an hour and is moving to the west at 21 miles an hour, which is a very fast clip for a tropical system. And if you take a look at the track here, you'll notice two things. The first thing I notice is this Sunday afternoon, it does appear Igor should strengthen into a hurricane. And then sometime middle of next week, the Hurricane Center is now forecasting Igor to become a major Category 3 hurricane. And as of right now, it's way too early to tell if Igor is going to recurve out into the Atlantic or possibly pose a threat to either the Bahamas, the eastern U.S., or Bermuda. But over the short term, we are looking for a westerly course, and then with a slight bend to the west-northwest sometime early next week. So we're going to need to keep a close eye on the track, as every update that's been coming out of the Hurricane Center, they've been pushing the track further to the west and further to the south. And of course, the further west and the further south the storm gets would make it that much harder to recurve it back out to sea. So we'll keep an eye on this one to see what happens. Now, looking at the satellite presentation for Tropical Storm Igor this afternoon, here the storm is on the left panel. Looking very good, lots of convection, lots of strong convection near the center, very good outflow in all four quadrants, and it looks just like a very healthy classic tropical storm at this time. And if you look at the last 2 or 3 frames, you'll notice looks like the storm may be moving towards the southwest here, west, southwest, or southwest, which would put the storm further to the south as far as latitude. And again, this would make it harder for the storm to recurve down the line the more southerly it gets. So we'll see if it continues a westerly course here this evening. The other item of note I wanted to talk to you about today was the tropical disturbance out in the far eastern Caribbean Sea. It does have a low-level center, but it's having a hard time organizing with the precipitation around it. But within 48 hours, by the end of this weekend, we could have a tropical depression. And as of right now, most of the models want to take it on a west-northwesterly course through the Caribbean Sea. And it doesn't take an expert to realize that there's a lot of land ahead of this storm. So if it does get its act together, this could pose a threat down the line to someone in the Caribbean Sea, and then eventually the U.S. or Mexican coast. Water temperatures in the Caribbean Sea are very warm, above 80 degrees. So there is a lot of fuel out there for this storm to strengthen. Real quick, wanted to take you back to Igor. Wanted to show you the models for Tropical Storm Igor. Overall, they have shifted more westerly than from yesterday. But 3 of the models do show a more of a northwesterly bend at the end of the cycle here. So we'll, again, keep watching these day by day and give you the latest information on what the storm is doing. Now, if we go back to the satellite picture here, the tropical disturbance in the Caribbean Sea is in the right panel. And you can see, when the visible satellite was displaying, you could see there was a lot of convection. Can't really see a low-level center because it is still very disorganized. But I would expect this storm to look a little bit better tomorrow, and then maybe have a tropical depression sometime by late Sunday, if not early next week. And as far as the tropics, that's all we have to really report today out there in the eastern Pacific. There's really nothing going on, no tropical waves to keep an eye on, just these two systems here in the Atlantic. And as always, we'll keep you updated with audio updates, video updates. And please leave a review on iTunes if you like the audio and video updates, and just to kind of let everybody know what the application provides the user here. We really try hard to bring you all as much detailed information as we can, and we certainly appreciate everybody being a Hurricane Tracker customer. And most of all, have a great weekend, everybody. We will talk to you as soon as we can. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.